Good afternoon. I'm going to be doing a presentation for you today on cyberbullying and the effects on our students and what we as educators can do to help our students. Cyberbullying is defined as using technology to harass, exploit, or degrade another through such means as instant messaging, email, chat rooms, and videos using cell phones, social networking sites, etc. So that's Facebook, Instagram, email, all the stuff the kids are using. Most of our kids have cell phones, so they're using these things negatively. They're spreading mean rumors, embarrassing things. Sometimes they're fake, sometimes they're using fake profiles. So they're being done anonymously as well. Anybody have an idea how many students, on average, have been cyberbullied? What percent of our students do you think?
10%?
10?
I'd say 25.
25? Those are both too low. On a national level, 42% of kids have been bullied while online. 1 in 4 have had it happen more than once. 35% of kids have been threatened online. Nearly 1 in 5 have had it happen more than once. 21% of kids have received a mean or threatening email or other messages. 58% admit someone has said something mean or hurtful to them online. More than 4 out of 10 say it has happened more than once. So it's a very serious issue. And this is just a graph to show that in grades 4 through 8 is actually where it's the most prevalent. It doesn't mean that it doesn't occur after 8th grade, but this is where it's the most prevalent. And as you can see, it ranges anywhere from 15 to 25% of students receiving mean or threatening email or other messages through those grades. So what are some behavioral characteristics we can look for? Because part of the problem too is that students sometimes don't feel comfortable sharing it with us. So we have to be able to observe, both the characteristics of the student who's being harassed as well as the one who is doing it. So the warning signs from victims, they often have changes in patterns. So you may have had a student who's dying to be on the computer, always wanting to use their cell phone. All of a sudden now, you don't see them ever wanting to use technology. You might see them appearing to be anxious or even randomly or suddenly angry, depressed. They may be reluctant to talk to you or reluctant to talk about why they don't want to be on a computer. And they may be socially withdrawn totally all of a sudden. The behaviors of a cyber bully. If you walk up to a student, they close the computer as soon as you walk up. They switch the screen, open a new window so you don't see what they're doing. They're always laughing when they're on the computer or on the phone. You ask them what they're doing. They always want to avoid you. They never want to talk about it. And they have multiple accounts. So you might see them signing in several different screen names. So those are behavioral characteristics. It impacts our students academically and socially. So academically, we might see them being absent, which is an issue because obviously if they're not here, they can't learn. We know the issue with absenteeism that we already face. They may drop out of school. They may transfer to another school. They may not ask for assistance. They might be shy to ask for help with their homework or what's going on in class because they're being bullied and they're scared to ask for help. And they may avoid extracurricular activities, sports, after-school programs, the things that we know can positively help our students. There are also social impacts. We just previously discussed some of the health issues. There's also sometimes fights because of it. In some of the most extreme circumstances, suicide. And they may also have some other escape behaviors such as drug and alcohol use, gangs, or other negative influences. Just as a side note, I actually a couple of days ago had some girls, I don't know if any of you guys, you're second grade teachers, who have some of the girls maybe. They had an internet email thing going on with some girls a couple of days ago here. So it's real even here at Whaley. So some of the interventions that you can look forward to seeing on campus is going to be a collaborative approach between administration, counseling, and teachers. One of the things I'm going to be introducing is a mentor program with El Camino College. There's some students in a child development class over there that are going to serve as mentors to some of our students. representative responses to cyberbullying. One of the extra things that we'll get out of that is that they'll be able to assist our students with projects, homework, and things like that. They'll be here on campus one day a month, and then they'll also communicate electronically. The other thing we're going to try to roll out and start is biblical counseling. And what that is reading, analyzing literature, problem solving, coping strategies. So there's grade appropriate literature that will be read, high interest subjects to the students, and there'll be discussions about it, and it'll help them come up with coping strategies that they can then apply in their personal lives. And then finally, there'll be a series of student presentations that I'll be doing on the dangers and strategies of cyberbullying. Some other things that educators can do, students that have been victims of cyberbullying reported that the most helpful thing teachers can do, listen to them, check in with them afterward to find out if it stopped, give them some advice. We can also teach respect, inform our students what it is that's going on, make sure that we have some clear consequences in place, and make ourselves a safety net. If you have some free time in your class, you might want to just show some of the videos. Here's a website where you can get videos. Finally, in conclusion, what we want to remember is just we have to acknowledge it. We have to know what it is. We have to teach our students about it. We have to enforce any policies we have. We have to model appropriate behavior to students in communicating in interpersonal relationships. And we need to be a safety net for our students. Are there any questions, comments, suggestions about the presentation, about the issue, about how we can handle it here on campus?
How severe of a situation of cyberbullying have you dealt with personally?
Personally, probably every other day I'm hearing from students about issues. And it's more rumors. I heard a student say something about they were Facebooking somebody's mom saying the girl was pregnant. So it's that kind of stuff that we're dealing with. It's fights after school started because of what somebody said about somebody on Facebook. So things of that nature.
We have a bullying log here maybe every month, which teachers are turning in bullying log, but I've never heard any feedback from that. So, and you were saying the numbers were kind of high for the 8th grade. I'm just wondering why wouldn't some of that have been brought to our attention, or just to reinforce the being aware of it. But we've never heard any feedback, and every month we do a bullying log.
We do communicate with our students and try to solve the problems and give them tips and discipline where necessary. But that is something, and I appreciate that we will do a better job of communicating back to the teachers what we're doing. Maybe we can do that, monthly during the professional development. Anything else? Thank you for your time. And then here's just as an FYI, some resources